Hi guys, I'm Ran from Beyond the Blackboard, and today Primrose Kitten has asked me to do a video on careers, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to break down today 4 major myths about finding your career as a teenager, and whether you've barely thought about your career yet and you've got a lot of school left to go, or you're literally thinking about your career right now and looking for a job, there should be some interesting stuff in this video for you. I'm also going to be drawing from my experiences, telling you stories about that, as well as looking at the current career landscapes. We're going to be touching on apprenticeships, where to find the best information, tips and advice, and looking to the future career landscape as well. Before we start, a little bit about me, as we probably haven't met before. I'm Ran. I have a YouTube channel called Beyond the Blackboard, as well as a TikTok channel called Beyond the Blackboard. Both have loads of study tips, career advice, university advice, and more specific science subject help as well, because after all, I used to be a science teacher. So if that sounds interesting to you, please do head over to my channel, hit that subscribe button, head over to my TikTok and follow. Link in the description below. I also want to make this video as actionable as possible for you, so I'm going to be sharing some amazing resources with you at the end of this video, so stick around till then. Hi mate, what you doing? No TikTok alter ego, go away. Video on careers, a little bit dry mate. Okay, what should I do a video on then? I don't know. Panthers? Panthers. Yeah, panthers with like giant antlers. Antlers with in the Amazon rainforest. Giant panther. Okay mate, you're wasting my time, please leave. Now the reason I want to make this video today on careers is because I think it's incredibly difficult for you guys to actually work out what it is you want to do. And as a teacher, I always kind of struggled with this question when students would ask me. But now I'm no longer a teacher, I work in business and I have a bit more of a wider view. I'm also a bit older and uglier. I'm nearly 29 now and been in the job market for a long time, so I think I can hopefully give you some gems of wisdom that'll help you. And the reason why I think it's important to think about now, whatever stage you're at, whether it's GCSE, whether it's A-level, whether it's going on to university or apprenticeships, or even in year 8 where you're choosing your GCSEs, the decisions that you make now are going to have an impact on the career that you have later on. So thinking about it, not having the answer yet, but thinking about it now and forming an opinion and starting to think about who you are and what it is you want out of life is really important as early as possible. If you have any questions on careers whatsoever that I don't cover, please do feel free to comment and I'll make sure to get back to every single one. So without further ado, that leads us on nicely to our 4 myths. Let's go. Myth number 1, you need to find your dream job that's perfect for you straight away. This is a total myth. Nearly no one gets their dream job straight out of uni. Of course it happens, but most have to work their way up to get there. They need to work hard at discovering what it is that they really love to do. And that takes a lot of trial and error. It can take 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, some people never get there. But you'd be incredibly lucky to just fall into something that you absolutely adore for the rest of your life. And this is backed up by stats. The average amount of jobs that a person will have in their life is 12. I'm 29 and I've had 5 career changes already. Pretty major career changes. But another part of this myth is that people are wasting time on this journey. That's absolutely not true. You need those stepping stones in order to find out what it is that you really love. Another reason that you don't need to get it right first time is because it's pretty much impossible to do so, because according to the Institute for the Future, 85% of jobs in 2030 don't even exist yet. And that just shows how quickly technology and careers are changing around us. So by that logic, it would literally be impossible for you to choose the right career that you're going to end up in for the rest of your life now. Myth number 2, you need to qualify or train for a long time in what you do. Now this is mostly a myth. Yes, there are certain professions that you need to train in for a long time, be it a doctor, nurse, lawyer, etc. But for the vast majority of jobs, you're going to be qualifying and learning on the job itself. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So the longest I've ever done training for something is a 3-year undergraduate in biology. Now out of the 5 careers that I've had up until this point, one of them actually used my biology degree directly when I was a science teacher. I was directly teaching the science that I learned. The others, including what I'm doing now, have absolutely nothing to do with biology directly, but what I am using is the skills that I learn behind the scenes while qualifying. We're talking time management, we're talking numeracy, we're talking absorbing information and applying it in different ways. And it's these skills that most employers in the UK are interested in. But as I say, having said that, there are certain jobs that do need a direct qualification. For instance, there are certain jobs in economics that you probably need an economic degree in, or environmental jobs that need masters in environmental studies. So do make sure you do research as well. Now, in fairness, this approach to learning on the job is much more common in places like the UK and much less common in other places in Europe, like Germany, where teachers and other professions are expected to do 3-4 years of training, and then after which you're much more pigeonholed. But there's still flexibility in that, and you can retrain at any time you want to. And just to stress, in the UK, we honestly have one of the most flexible, transferable career markets in the entire world. So if you are UK based and watching this, definitely capitalize on that. Number 3, you should go for the money in your career. Now, honestly, I think this is one of the biggest misnomers you can have while choosing a career at any time. It's incredibly difficult to become rich if you don't like your job. And if you choose a job based on the amount of money you're going to get, you're unlikely going to last very long in it. And this is shown by a study by Deloitte that 86% of rich people liked their job. So in fact, if you concentrate more on looking for something that you really love and really enjoy and are passionate about, rather than the lump sum that you're going to get each year, that is what's going to make you truly rich in the long term. Become a master at something and then the money will follow, not the other way around. Your late teens and your 20s are really about exploring and finding out what it is that you really are passionate about. And myth number 4, you should only rely on parents and teachers for career advice. Now, I'm going to say this is a myth, but I'm going to caveat it. Yes, parents and teachers have a place in the career advice that they can give you. However, they shouldn't be the sole source of advice that you go on. The reason being is that some of the advice they give without knowing it might actually be out of date, because as we said before, the career landscape is changing so quickly, it's literally impossible for anyone to keep up with what's actually going on there. An example from this in my life is my dad. I remember when I was about 21, told me not to become a teacher because I wasn't sure that I wanted to be a teacher forever. And had I followed that advice, I would have missed out on a really, really important life experience. And the second reason you shouldn't solely rely on them is because it's incredibly difficult for them to actually know what it is that you want to do. They're not able to do the thinking for you. Instead, it's better to come up with a list, do a deep introspection yourself of what you want, do a load of research online, come up with a list and say, what do you think about these jobs? Can you help me out and tell me a little bit more about them? Give them a bit of guidance in helping you. And exactly the same goes for your careers department. Okay, so that's 4 myths about finding your dream job as a teenager. I hope that was really useful. In the description below, I'm going to give you 3 different resources that I think are really going to help you on your journey to finding your dream career. Out of the resources I'm sharing, one of which is called 80,000 Hours. It's an absolutely incredible website to get your career hunt started, because it's an up-to-date view of the career market and what they focus on are the careers that make the most difference in the world. I've also included another similar website called Prospect, as well as a little quiz that might help you get started on your journey. As I say, if this has been useful for you and you want more career advice or study tips or university advice, anything really to help you live your best life at GCSE and A-level, then please do hit that subscribe button on my channel, link in the description below, and check me out on TikTok as well. Until next time, see you later. Hey man, that's a pretty good video.